Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about cases that are nearly impossible and where I will not do your spell work. I'm going to be talking about one in particular scenario. That is the scenario where we will most likely not get results and where it will be pointless to do spell work. Everything else is workable, and I'm going to explain why. Now, this scenario, and again, I'm going to explain. This doesn't necessarily mean it's impossible just if you have this scenario. Everything will be explained. So, a lot of the time, potential clients will have a situation where they have broken up with their person years ago, so over a year ago, and they have been in no contact for over a year. And usually, I mean like 2+ years. When I say over a year, I don't necessarily mean a year and 1 month, but time is not that important. And I'm going to explain why it is important though. And in these cases, I will definitely require you to get a reading before because I want to see if it's even possible to bring them back if there are any energy bonds left. Why? Because, guys, over time, if you are in no contact for years, energy bonds weaken. And if there is no energy bond left, there's nothing for me to work on because what magic is, spell work is, it is energy work. So I need to have that energetic bond to join people back together. If it's gone, it is highly unlikely that you can get this person back. It is not completely impossible because we can build on it and it can, we can kind of bring it back. Yes. But that is gonna take a long time. And also, the chances of it working are pretty slim. So this is something I would not recommend just because you would waste so much time, and I don't think that it's healthy, to be honest. So if I do a reading and I see that there is nothing left, this person has completely moved on, has no feelings anymore, doesn't um, miss you, nothing like that. That is where my advice is gonna be no, you should move on. And again, I'm always very honest with my clients. I have nothing from giving somebody false hope. I'm not interested in that one bit. You know that, guys. And I'm just brutally honest and I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. Um, like I said, this is gonna be the situation where nothing will most likely work, and where if it would take a really long time, and it would be a big maybe. So that is where I would definitely not recommend doing spell work. Now, what do I mean when I say if I see the person has moved on? I have to clarify this because people have the wrong idea about moving on. So I have noticed that people tend to think if somebody is seeing somebody else in a relationship or dating, it means they have moved on. And sometimes it does, absolutely. But a lot of the times it doesn't, because somebody can be with somebody else but still love the ex. And they can love both people as well. People are complicated, and not everything is white or black, and you have to take that into consideration. So just because somebody had a specific experience doesn't mean that every single person is the same way. Very important. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they are over you. It doesn't. Okay? So if we see that you're still in their energy, then that bond is clearly there. And also, I've noticed that people tend to think just because their ex is single, that automatically they're gonna be with them again, which is also not the case necessarily. Yeah, sometimes they're still single because they're still not over you, but sometimes they're single just because they're single. And sometimes you will see that they are completely over you, completely moved on, no feelings left, even though they're single. So you have to be aware of all of these combinations, guys, because people are very, very, very complex. So, just because somebody is dating after a breakup doesn't mean they're over you and they forgot about you. It probably means that they are trying to cope. Yes, it's in a not the healthiest way, but that's the way they do it because it helps them. And majority of the people after a breakup will just try to date because they want to fill that hole, they want to feel better, and they don't want to be sad and miserable because breakups really suck. Okay? So, having said that, what I'm trying to say is that if somebody has not been in any contact with you for years and you have no idea where they are, you have no idea what's going on with them, you need a reading. And most likely, it will not be possible to reunite with this person, and I will not recommend trying it. So, that is the case where we will have that. Now, having said that, absolutely there are cases where it hasn't been that long since the breakup, but the person has moved on. You know, there are no feelings left, there is no bond left. Yes, that can happen as well. However, if it hasn't been that long since the breakup, this bond was still there not that long ago. So it's way easier to bring it back. So there then we can still do the work. So it's gonna be a difficult situation as well, like really difficult, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna have better odds than the first one. Now let's talk about if you like somebody, if it's like a crush or something. So there is not an energy bond necessarily there, right? Because if you haven't really talked to them, if you don't really know them, the bond will not be there, right? So how do we do the work there? Now, if you have a crush on somebody, what I can do is try. I can do a spell and try and see, what happens. And yes, you can get a reading before, which I would recommend. So you can just see if the other person is interested or if the other person could potentially get interested after spell work, which is a good idea to do. But in cases like this, I will do one or two spells, and if there has been no movement, absolutely no movement, this is where we will stop, because usually this will mean that the other person is not interested. And I think it's pointless to try to pursue a crush with so many spells if, it's somebody you hardly know. It's not an ex, it's not somebody you have a bond with, it's not somebody that you know and you're in love with, and things like that. So it's somebody that you can easily replace with another crush that will be interested in you. So in that case, I will say, okay, we have done everything we could, and it has not worked, so we're gonna stop there. So basically, that is what I wanted to talk about. I have some other audios that I have filmed today that I will probably post as well, that are about just some questions about some spells that I don't do. So if you're interested, you can watch. It will not really have any information that would be like of much relevance for my clients and around the work that I do, but it can be informative. Anyways, I hope you're having a nice week, guys. Bye.